Okay, so this is definitely a setup chapter, but one of the biggest pieces of progression we got in this chapter is we're finally off Zoe, which it wasn't even that long, so I can't really say finally, but it's actually interesting, to be honest with you, now that I think about it, that the Zoe arc really wasn't that long of an arc. You would think that the way it was kind of not hyped up, but like it was talked about so much, and we were only on Zoe for a little bit of time, and we had one little kind of incident where, you know, Jack attacked the elephant and shit like that. So yeah, Zoe was kind of just one of those things where it's like, okay, this is the ground floor to set everything up, and then we're gonna go to the real big and epic shit. And I'm curious how Oda's gonna do this. Are we gonna get one arc per turn? Like, are we just gonna focus on Luffy and him trying to rescue Sanji for, you know, an entire year, and then we go to the other stuff? Or is he gonna kind of rotate? If he rotates, then yeah, One Piece is definitely gonna end a lot sooner than a lot of people think, which I know we talk about One Piece ending a lot lately, but if we have all these big things set up, like the rescue Sanji, the trip to Wano, all this shit, and it's all gonna happen at the same time, then you can't help but think like Oda's actually picking up the pacing a lot. A couple other interesting tidbits about this one. First of all, Nami has a new weapon. I'm really curious to see Nami all out. Like, what can she do all out after the time skip and, you know, a big ass fight? And now that she has that new weapon by Usopp, it looks like Nami might be able to do some big things finally. So I'm excited to see that. Also, the whole Momonosuke thing with the elephant and whatnot, I think that that's going to be a big pivotal part towards the end of One Piece. Like, I wouldn't be surprised again, because a lot of people are theorizing we're going to have one more time skip in One Piece. I'm guessing that's going to be towards the very end, but I think I can imagine that where the elephant is actually headed is probably to Raftel. Maybe there's some big mission that he has to go to Raftel or whatever. That's going to be his resting spot. Maybe he's going to be just taking Raftel on himself at some given point. But I can imagine Momonosuke, let's just say we get another 3 or 4 year time skip, kind of being a lot older looking and just being on the elephant and charging and shit like that, because we're going to have a big war at some point in One Piece, a huge war, and I think that this is setting up for yet again another thing to happen. Just like with Dressrosa, all the Coliseum fighters being with Luffy, that's a big setup for the end, and I think this is a big one as well. And it makes me wonder more about Momonosuke, because at first I was like, okay, you know, maybe it's just, you know, this DNA thing, which theory right here. What about if the reason that he could talk to him is not only because of his Kozuki clan heritage, but maybe it's because he has that devil fruit, that kind of zone, you know, dragon thing that he has, and maybe since it's a rare thing, that's why his voice can reach the elephant and Luffy can hear it, but he can't reach it. And the big thing about this chapter, the ending, of course, with Vivi getting ready to head out. Really curious about that. Really big setup there as well. Honestly, it was a good chapter for the most part. We got finally off of Zoe. Well, I keep saying finally, but it wasn't even that long of a stretch on there. So we got off Zoe, big progression there. Nami got a new weapon. We got a little bit more of a setup regarding the elephant and kind of the teams that are going to be going where. So a lot of setup in this one. And then we got Vivi, which I'm curious, what is she going to play a role in? Is she going to be going to, you know, Big Mom's place and we're going to crash into her with Luffy? Or is she going to go to Wano and we're going to see her there? Like, what Vivi's going to do? And kind of your overall thoughts of this chapter. Like, is this right here where you feel after this chapter things is really going to kick off? Because now that Luffy and them left and everybody's going on their own path, we're going to have the big arcs really kick in. So yeah, I want to say probably a 7.5 out of 10, maybe if you stretch it an 8, because it was pretty damn good setup, and I can't wait to see these big arcs pop off. I mean, we just got so much insane shit about to happen. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk me on Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm Finette World, and as always, people, have an awesome day.